Check and see if anyone in the lab seen Dr. Scorpio this morning. No messages.
Hey,
Do you know if Robin's showing up for work yet?
I haven't seen her. Is there a problem with the patient?
No, I'm sorry. I know this sounds a little bit...
Patrick, you don't owe me an explanation.
Look, Layla, nothing's changed. Robin and I are over. I'm just trying to stop her from doing something I know she's going to regret.
If you're talking about my baby, that stopped being your business when we stopped sleeping together.
I need you to get hold of Spinelli. I need that report on Anthony Zaccara. And tell him to talk normal English. Do you understand? Because I can't deal with the way he talks.
Sure, boss.
What happened to you last night?
Boss, I have a confession.
Jackson and I are fighting, and it's all your fault.
Oh, nice to see you. If you never forgive me, I don't blame you. I'm sorry.
Another sausage, Mr. Luke?
No, thank you, darling. I'm stuffed. How nice it is to see your smiling face over breakfast.
Well, likewise, Mr. Luke.
Ow! And where's my Bloody Mary, Alice?
Oh, allow me, Pumpkin. It'll be a pleasure to cater to your every whim since I was so long absent and I missed the pleasure of your company.
I don't think one Bloody Mary is going to make up for months of absence.
Hello?
Is he back?
Sorry, Miss Tracy, I'll get rid of him.
I've been all over town looking for Lulu. Where the hell are you keeping her?
Excuse me.
No, Layla, don't go. Now that you're involved with Patrick, I'm sure this affects you in some way.
You and Dr. Drake should probably iron out your differences without an audience.
Go after her if you want. You shouldn't start out your new relationship with a
I
misunderstanding.
need your permission. And you're dodging. I feel like I'm in junior high again.
If you don't want detention, then you both better work it out.
I feel awful that things ended badly between us, and I want you to be happy.
That's the plan.
And it's worse that it's really nobody's fault.
Oh, fine. Tell yourself that.
Robin, neither one of us can be blamed for living out our truths. It's sad and painful, and we both hope for more, but it's not going to help by steamrolling this plan to be a single mother.
My decision to be a mother has nothing to do with you.
Okay, so you're not just jumping into this to prove that it was right for us to break up?
No, I'm not. I realize what I want, and so I'm gonna go after it. There's no reason to wait. Do I wish we were doing this together? Yes. Of course I do. But we're not, and I have to figure this out on my own.
Could you just take some time? I mean, think this through a little bit?
Why don't you try respecting my boundaries? Wish me luck. I will wish you the same. But I need you to stay out of this.
Hey, you.
Hey.
Happy to see you.
Same here.
I'm worried about you, too. Are you recovering from everything that happened in Turkey?
Yeah, it's a process. You think you're done dealing with one crisis and then another one pops up, so... Please, sit. This is why I wanted to see you. It's kind of a delicate matter. It's about Nicholas.
If you're about to tell me that he's volatile and that you worry about me being there with the children, it's been taken care of. We move back to the lake house.
Oh, good. Good. That's really good.
In fact, Christina wants you to come over for tea this afternoon. See, she loves you. She loves you, too.
Yeah, I'm happy to hear that. You know, I'm sure Sonny's guards will keep an eye on you. But that's not what I wanted to say.
What's wrong?
I didn't want to tell you this before when you were still living at Windermere in Nicholas's current state of mind. But I think you have the right to know. Nicholas is the one who stabbed Jerry.
What happened last night was unacceptable.
Oh, no. I didn't go through with it.
Yes, you did.
Look, I got to the hotel room. All I did was open up the
Okay,
door.
Max, what happened last night?
Boss,
What, go through with
it was a
what? What are
moment
you
of
talking-
weakness. It was more of a
He
moment
followed
of
me
this-
because you told him to.
I did?
Yes, why are you acting foolish? You know what happened.
No, it wasn't anything planned. It just kind of
That
spontaneously
is
happened.
such a lie, Max.
Will you stop badgering this man? What Max or anybody else does or doesn't do on their free time is absolutely none of your business.
He
In
was
fact, by
acting on Sonny's orders.
You were?
No.
Ew.
No, I swear I
You
wasn't.
distinctly told me you were following me because Sonny told you to.
Well, yeah, that part, sure, I did that. But after I left you and Mr. Jackson, I went to
Okay,
Metroport and her and I-
wait. If I can just interject, there seems to be a little confusion as to the actual topic of discussion.
Well, gee, that's what happens when you walk in a room and you start yelling at people and you don't know what you're talking about.
I had a perfectly normal and natural reaction to your unfair and borderline abuse.
Okay, can
of
we
Mr.
just stop right now? Don't argue with Carly, because there's no point. Carly, don't take advantage of his stupid crush on you. It's just, okay. Tell me what happened last night.
Everything?
Every flipping detail.
Well, okay, if I can just interject, you want to know everything that Max knows about Carly's activities.
Are we in
last night.
court
I'm
right
just
now,
saying that in lieu of you barking orders, a little specificity might be helpful.
It's okay, Miss Miller. You don't have to protect me.
Max, yes or no? Were you following Carly yesterday evening?
Yes.
Yes or no, were you doing that on Sonny's orders?
Yes.
Yes or no, did you save Carly from a potentially dangerous situation?
Yes.
Okay, how potentially dangerous, Max?
Don't betray me again, Max.
See, I'm only human.
Max, just tell Sonny what Carly did and be done with it.
How dangerous, Max?
Boss, Nicholas Castanet went after with a letter opener.
He's exaggerating. You are exaggerating.
Okay. Carly, wait outside. Okay, Diane, we're gonna have to reschedule this.
No problem.
Croissant?
Before you go flying off the handle, I'm fine, okay? I was fine last night. Max is completely overreacting.
Did Nicholas have a letter opener?
Yes, he had a letter.
Did he threaten you?
You know what? He was a little out of control, but I was talking him down. Max handled it wrong.
You're right, because Max should have shot the crazy bastard for threatening you.
Obviously, Lulu is avoiding you. Can't you take a hint?
Why don't you avoid the embarrassment of being told to your face that she loathes you?
And tell your old man to stop hiding behind you.
You haven't even been around. You don't know what the hell's going on around here.
Tell Baldwin if he's got business with me to do it to my face.
Want me to 86 him for you? No, that's all right. I'm going to call the judge and get a restraining order. Is a mile far enough away?
Miss Spencer, if you don't know where Lulu is, just tell me.
This is private property. You have been asked to leave. Why is that not registering?
You and Scott can fight it out all you want, okay? And you can all do your best to come between me and Lulu, but once I find her, and I will find her, none of you are going to be able to keep us apart.
I don't police my daughter. She does what she wants.
And apparently it's not you.
No, we left things on good terms. If Lulu hasn't checked in, then something could be seriously wrong. Let me ask you all a question. When's the last time any of you laid eyes on her? Huh?
Where are we?
Nowhere. But they have a place down the road that sells coffee.
Great, more caffeine to help you drive faster.
Thought you were having fun.
I am. I'm just curious. Who are we running from, and why did you drag me along?
My father sent those guys that were chasing after us. If I'd left you there, they'd have grabbed you.
Why?
To try to control me.
We both know how far Jerry will go when pushed. Do you think there's a chance that he's lying about Nicholas being his attacker?
I wouldn't put it past my brother to set up Nicholas. But the evidence indicates otherwise. I mean, you moving out of Windermere because you think he's acting weird. And he went after Carly with a letter opener.
What?
Yeah, she stayed calm, and she thinks that prevented Nicholas from, losing it completely. On top of that, Jerry's accusation. What are you thinking?
A couple weeks ago, I had an argument with Nicholas that just escalated beyond reason. He threw a glass directly at my head. You don't think Jerry's gonna press charges against Nicholas?
No. He already covered for Nicholas when the police questioned him.
I'm not sure what I should do about this.
Nothing. I mean, I'm just glad that you're okay. Now that you moved back home, I already feel better.
You think that they'll find us?
I haven't seen anyone since I pulled in here.
How did I miss that?
Because I wore you out. You were sleeping.
So how far are we from Port Charles?
About 20 miles. I circled back to lose my handlers.
Your what?
That's what the lawyer calls them, my handlers.
Animals at the zoo have handlers. Do yours work on the same premise? You live in a cage?
Your coffee's getting cold.
You realize that by dragging me along, you've now proven to your handlers that I matter to you on some level. They're gonna try and use me as leverage.
I mean, you can leave anytime you want. There's a bus stop down by the food stand. But you're right. They are gonna be looking after you to try to get to me.
He's here. You heard from Lulu?
What'd you do to her this time?
It wasn't me, it was your father. He's back.
Where'd you see him?
At the Quartermains. Baldwin's made a deal with your dad, to drop the charges against him and turn your mother back over to Nicholas.
Why would Scott do that?
To give me and Lulu another shot.
Oh, you put Baldwin up to it, did you?
No, I didn't. Baldwin made the deal behind my back and Lulu agreed to it. All right, except that your father showed up, found the two of us together. He's freaked out. Lulu's taken off. I don't know where she is. I asked your father about it. He didn't know either.
Listen, if my dad made Lulu rethink to give you a second chance, good for him.
Hey, you've never made any mistakes? Why don't you do yourself a favor? Worry a little more about where your sister's at. Stop judging me.
Too much for you, going? You gonna let him walk out of here like that?
I didn't ask him to come in.
Well, then what did he want?
Nothing that concerns you.
Fair enough. Let's talk about your divorce.
Honest to God, Em, I could not have done this without you.
This move and everything it represents should only be done with a pizza, a bottle of wine, and a best friend.
All this, and she lines shelves too.
Look, I'm glad for the distraction. I mean, Nicholas has been going through all these cognitive and psychological tests, and the doctors still aren't sure what's been triggering his mood swings.
Oh, geez, no wonder you're worried.
Yeah, and it drives him crazy when I hover. He thinks I'm constantly looking for symptoms, so I think it's just better for everyone that I am here.
Well, I'm grateful. I just hope you remember that bottle of wine.
You're excited about this, aren't you?
It's a big step, being on my own. And now that I'm finally taking it, I realize I probably should have done this months ago.
If Max walked in Nicholas Cassadine's house and shot him, Max would be under arrest right now.
Until he explained to the cops that Nicholas tried to stab you, and after he stabbed Jerry and whoever else.
He was waving around a letter opener, okay? He wasn't going to stab me. And when is it okay to have Max follow me without my knowledge?
You know I have a guard on you and the boys.
I know. They're all over the house. I can't miss them. But you know what? They keep their distance. They don't intrude in my life. Max is different.
Max is different because he knows how you think, and you can't ditch him as quick.
Okay, how would you like it if I hired someone to follow you around and give me all the juicy details of everything that was going on between you and Kate Howard?
Oh, don't bring Kate into this. It's not
Oh, I
fair.
see. So you're allowed to have privacy, but I'm not entitled to privacy.
It's not about privacy. It's about risking your life. Why would you go over to see Nicholas Cassadine when you know he's in a dangerous situation right now and he stabbed Jerry? Why would you do that?
How do you know that Nicholas stabbed Jerry?
How do I know? Because Jax told me. So
When did you talk to Jax?
he told me last night while you were risking your life at Windermere.
He didn't tell me about this.
Well, what do you want me to do about that?
I don't like my husband and my ex-husband discussing me behind my back, Sonny.
Okay, you know what? Not to defend Jax, because you know how I feel about that, but maybe he was going to tell you. He got distracted because he saw that you nearly died.
I didn't nearly die. What are you not getting?
You know what I think? I think there's something wrong going on between you and Jackson. You're spiraling out. Okay? And when you risk your life, you risk Michael and Morgan's happiness. So go ahead and tell me what the hell is going on with you.
Jackson and I had a difficult summer.
Yeah, I would say so. He walked out on you less than a month
It's a
after
little
the
more
wedding.
complicated than that.
Yeah, but he still left. And I know what that does to you.
I don't really want to get into the details, you know.
No,
it was difficult and it was hard, and we're trying to work past it. It's everything, you know, Sonny. It's the Zakaras, it's Letitia. I mean, every day is different, but I don't want to fight with Jax. So
You hide what you're doing because you think it's for Jax's own good. Then you start lying like crazy and you start trying to dig your way out of that hole. How many times did we do this dance? It was supposed to be different with Jax.
I'm not lying to him, you know. I'm just not telling him everything.
Hello, Alexis. Hello, Diane. Did you get confirmation of the mediation date?
I did, right here. It's October 24th, which is a little earlier than I was expecting.
Date was open. I saw no reason to delay.
Diane, this is a divorce. It's not a criminal proceeding. You don't have to push quite that hard.
My client has requested a swift resolution.
Which client? Elizabeth or Jason?
I represent only Elizabeth Weber in this matter.
So if I were to subpoena your billing records, would it state that Elizabeth is paying your reputed costly legal fees, or that she's being charged a nominal fee and Jason is picking up the rest of the tab?
Elizabeth is a working mother. If I choose to give her a break on her legal fees, that's entirely my business.
Unless Jason is paying the balance.
May I remind you, Alexis, that yours is the client who is actively engaged in an extramarital affair with your daughter, as it happens?
I think we're getting a little off topic.
Oh.
Elizabeth has every right to have a relationship with Jason. However, she does not have a right to endanger her children. And I believe Lucky is just concerned that his children are protected.
So Lucky is pushing for primary custody as a precautionary measure in the event that Elizabeth at some point in the future wishes to renew her relationship with Jason Morgan, a man who has never been convicted of a single crime, incidentally?
Let me bottom line this. Elizabeth accepts 50-50 split custody, which is fair and appropriate, or I will admit testimony from all of the witnesses that have seen Jason holding Jake. I will then subpoena medical records from my daughter from the incident where she was shot while Jason was holding her. So you see, I have a very good case for child endangerment. Diane, please don't make me use it.
I can pay for my own bus fare when I decide I want to leave.
Suit yourself.
So what is your plan now?
Well, maybe drive up to Canada, to Georgian Bay. I hear you have to drive past 30,000 different islands.
Will your handlers keep following you?
You ask a lot of questions.
You don't answer a single one.
So why aren't you leaving?
I have no idea.
Hey, Leila. Listen, I want to apologize. I didn't want you to get caught between me and Robin this morning.
You couldn't have known she was standing right behind us.
I know, I just don't want you to jump to conclusions.
Look, people who work together shouldn't be personally involved.
It's an awfully broad statement.
Okay, in spite of our best intentions, things can just get too messy. It's awkward for our co-workers, and when things fall apart, which they inevitably do, it just gets ugly.
Doesn't have to be.
Really. You and Robin are trying to be adult and civilized, and look at the tension between you. Now imagine if there was bitterness and resentment. Look, our professional relationship means a lot to me. I'd like to keep it. I don't think we should see each other again.
Hey, Jax, I'm glad I caught you at the hotel. If you like buying me lunch, I have a proposition for you.
have an easy solution. Take the boys back to the island. You can bring Jax. That doesn't matter.
I understand that, Kate Howard used to date Trevor Lansing.
What does Kate have to do with
Nothing. I'm just spinning a hypothetical here.
Oh, okay.
What if the positions were reversed? What if there was an enemy of Trevor's and that person was threatening Kate Howard and he wanted to send her away to keep her safe, but he said you could join them? How would you feel?
Well, Kate isn't the mother of Trevor's children.
Okay, so you're saying that if Kate had children with Trevor, that it would be okay for her to go along and you would be willing to go too? I can tell you the answer to that. You'd say, hell no. So how's Jack supposed to feel?
Last night, you went to confront a dangerous man. Okay? And it all blew up in your face. So you got mad at Jax, you blamed Max, but you know what? That was all a smokescreen. Because the bottom line is, you put yourself in a dangerous situation. You gotta stop that.
I want to find out who killed Letitia.
What if you make yourself a target? Or you get yourself hurt or killed? Look, listen to me, okay? You gotta stay out of it. Promise me you'll do that.
If I promise anybody anything, promising Jax.
Who?
You know, I only came by here to tell you I don't want Max to follow me anymore, okay? He knows way too much about how we used to be, and it makes me a little uncomfortable.
All right, fair enough.
Fine.
I'll just have Max protect Kate, because, yeah, I'll do that.
Don't you dare.
Max with you, Max with Kate. It's up to you, you know.
That is unfair, okay? And it's low.
What?
Fine.
Okay.
Fine. Max can follow me, but you and Max, I want you guys to respect my privacy. Just like I'm trying to respect yours.
Custody, or even visitation, of Cameron is off the table. Cameron is not Lucky's son, legally or biologically, so Lucky has no rights whatsoever as far as Elizabeth's oldest son is concerned.
That may be true, according to the letter of the law. But I really find it unsettling that you and your client would want to separate Cameron from the only father that he's ever known in what amounts to be a negotiating tactic.
Lucky does have certain theoretical rights as far as Jake is concerned. However, Mr. Spencer's problems with substance abuse are a matter of public record, and I have already lined up expert testimony as to the high incidence of relapse, and I am fully prepared to prove that it is not Elizabeth, but Lucky who presents the true danger to Jake.
Okay, so before I take the next step, I just want to be sure that you and your client are refusing to compromise on any level.
50-50 custody is absolutely unacceptable. My client wants full custody. Lucky can have visitation with both boys every other weekend, 2 weeks in the summer, and alternating Christmases.
I think we're wasting each other's time, and we're clearly wasting our client's money.
Lucky chose to make this a fight. Now, if he did so at your instigation, I strongly advise you to reconsider. Tell Lucky to take whatever Elizabeth is willing to give him, or he will wind up with nothing. The guy is a wretched failure as a husband, and I can and will prove it in court.
Diane, do you understand that we're talking about real human beings here?
Mm-hmm. And my person wants to hang on to her children. And I intend to make damn sure that she does. Excuse me.
There's no reason for me to talk to you about a divorce.
Well, I just wanted to apologize for what happened at Jason's trial. I know how difficult it must have been when I brought out Elizabeth's affair with Jason.
No, Rick, you don't know.
No. I imagine that revelation is the primary reason that you two are divorcing.
You know what? Like I said, I'm not interested in discussing this with you.
I'm just wondering if you appreciate the irony here, Lucky, that Jason was able to take Elizabeth away from both of us. It just doesn't seem right.
Yeah. Neither is what you did with Elizabeth by putting her on the witness stand.
I wasn't the one who had an affair with your wife while you were still married to her.
Are you just trying to get me to join your war against Jason?
Never hurts to have an ally.
You're my boss. I treat you with respect. But what you did with Elizabeth, by dragging her through the mud in the courtroom, it was wrong. So no matter what you say, the only person who benefited from this was you.
I'm so grateful you found this place for me.
Yeah, I knew you didn't want to stay at Audrey's for too long.
I finally feel independent again. As opposed to a 3-time failure who runs home to Graham's every time she falls flat on her face.
Are you kidding? You are not a failure. Elizabeth, you get huge points for trying, first of all. Most people don't even do that. You have 2 great sons. You're beautiful. You're dedicated to your work. Your life has a world of potential, and it's just waiting for you to figure out what is next.
Well, next is settling in, making a routine for myself and the boys so the 3 of us can start to feel like a family.
And what about Lucky?
Once the mediation is done and there's a custody agreement, I hope that Lucky and I will be able to make things okay for Cameron and Jake.
Hold the elevator. Thank you.
Signing out.
When will you be back?
I'm gone for the afternoon.
So's Dr. Scorpio. Coincidence?
Hey, you're the one that's always coming down on staff for sticking their noses in other people's business.
It's hard to resist with you and Dr. Scorpio broadcasting your relationship problems all over this hospital. So by all means, please take the rest of this afternoon off, and for heaven's sakes, get it worked out.
Hey, it's Patrick Drake. I think we need to talk.
Don't let Logan get to you.
Every word out of his mouth is a lie.
So Logan's not really worried about Lulu.
Yes, he is worried about Lulu. She finally came to her senses. She realized that that deal she made with Scott was a swindle. So she's washed her hands of him. I couldn't be more thrilled.
You don't look very thrilled.
Well, you're right. That's because it's no fun making an embarrassing mistake and having it pointed out to you by your father.
Oh, you mean like when Father told you you were going to regret marrying Lawrence Ashton along with all the rest of your husbands?
Yeah, like that.
Well, Father was right, but you refused to listen. So what makes you think that Lulu listened to Luke? I mean, I'm surprised she didn't run straight back to Logan.
She probably needed time to think. I mean, she made Scott a promise, and I'm sure she got herself all psyched up to give Logan a second chance, and then she realized.
What are you and the undead arguing about?
Nothing. He's not here. I have something to tell you.
What?
The night that Lulu found out that Logan was two-timing her, she took off. She hitchhiked.
Well, that's not smart. At least she survived.
Well, actually, that was in question for a while. She got picked up by Anthony Zagara's son.
Anthony Zagara?
Apparently, there is some unrest among the criminal element. He may or may not be moving into town. That was the night his son showed up.
Does this son have a name?
Where'd you learn how to pick a lock?
My dad taught me. He figured I shouldn't know how to hotwire a car until I learned how to pick a lock. I bet the owners use this place for fishing in the spring and never show up the rest of the year. The fridge is probably stocked too, so we'll rest up and then I'll think about going with you to Canada.
You don't seem in any hurry to get back to Port Charles.
Well, I'm not ready to get in the middle of a fight between my dad and Logan. I mean, the truth is I'm not ready to face Logan at all. I just need some time away to figure out what I want.
Well, thanks for meeting me.
You're welcome. I'm glad you called, actually. It's been a while.
You know.
So, did you have something specific in mind, or are we just catching up?
A little of both, I guess. So how are things? How's Carly?
She's great. But are you really interested in my marriage to Carly?
Selfishly, yes, I am. So just answer me first and then I'll explain.
Okay, well, we've, gone through some rough patches. Me being gone, one of them. Letitia's murder. But, we're getting through everything. The most important thing is I'm crazy in love with Carly, and I think she's a little surprised at how much she loves me.
So no regrets then.
No.
That's good. That's good. And how are you liking being a stepdad?
I love it. Michael and Morgan are great, you know, they're a riot. They're easy to love. I love tucking them in at night, reading them a story. And, you know, I really like being a stepdad.
That's what I wanted to know.
So, what's the emergency?
See something of interest?
Sorry.
One of the first things they teach you in nursing school is to keep your focus. Not that you can be entirely to blame for that. Nonetheless, you got yourself involved with the man. You need to figure out how to put that away when you're at work.
It won't be an issue anymore.
I don't get it. Why would Robin want to meet Jax?
Robin's decided she wants to have a baby. And she wants your husband to be the father.
Michael swore that he could make us breakfast in bed. Of course, Morgan rose to the occasion. There was some competition between them that whoever won got sole custody of the video game console for an entire week. So anyway, Morgan made us toast. It was slightly burned, really cute, with 2 cubes of butter on each one. And Michael came up, silver tray, covered, perfect eggs Benedict. Absolutely amazing.
Wow.
Too good to be true. Didn't realize that ordering room service from the hotel didn't count. But anyway, they both got points for creativity, and I both got them their own games. So yes, I am spoiling them silly.
Wow. They must think they have the best stepdad ever.
I'm the lucky one. Well, why are you so interested in my marital bliss anyway?
Well,
Come on.
I've been thinking a lot about being a parent. And, well, I've decided that it's something that I want to do on my own, so I'm going to take the leap.
Wow. Well, congratulations.
Thanks.
You'll be great. And I'll give you any advice that you might need.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that support, really. But I was kind of hoping you would give me something more than your advice. Maybe donating some of your DNA. I would like you to just think about being my baby's father.
There is no way in hell my husband will be fathering your child.
To a job well done.
To your future.
Thank you.
Hello. Well, isn't this cheerful?
Hi. How'd it go with Alexis?
Oh, Alexis is such a lovely woman. She is so bright. She's got such excellent taste. Naturally, I'll be tearing her to pieces. We are no closer than before to an agreement, which bodes very well for you.
I don't understand.
Alexis is doing a lot of posturing, but she and Lucky have absolutely no room to maneuver, which means that you will be getting everything you deserve.
My meeting with Diane proved to be unproductive. I should have known that she would take this right to the wall.
That's what Jason pays her for.
I don't know that we're going to be able to prove that Jason is paying Diane to represent Elizabeth. What we're going to do is use Jason's involvement with Elizabeth to our benefit. Now, his life is surrounded by violence. This presents an ongoing threat to the health and well-being of Jake and Cameron.
No argument here.
Elizabeth allows Jason to have contact with Jake, so this is giving you the opportunity to file for emergency guardianship.
You wanted me to take custody away from Elizabeth?
This is a negotiating tactic. If you have emergency guardianship, it puts you in a position of strength when we talk about custody.
This is temporary, right?
Custody will be the first thing that we talk about in mediation. But if Jake is living with you, it will undermine Diane's case and give Elizabeth incentive to compromise.
If this is what it takes to protect my son, let's do it.
Where are you with Johnny Sakara? Okay, please tell that idiot Spinelli that I need something because I can't push for a meeting.
Luke Spencer to see you?
Yeah, let him in. We'll talk about it later.
Hey.
Welcome back.
Thanks.
Got you a drink?
None of it's grape juice.
What can I do for you?
I understand the Zakaras are in town.
Yeah, his lawyer, Trevor Lansing, showed up a few weeks ago.
Lansing?
Yeah.
Any relation to Rick?
Yeah, his father.
That's complicated.
It's very messy, but I'm sure you want to know about the Zakaras, so I'll tell you. They have not made a move, but my kid's nanny was strangled. I cannot tie it to them because, you know, they haven't made any demands.
But you think they're moving into Port Chuckles?
Unfortunately, yeah, I do.
What about the son? I think his name is Johnny. Is he involved in the business?
He is, all I know, he's very important to his father.
Well, Lulu took off last night. My wife thinks that she's with that kid. Any idea where I can find him?
Logan hurt me worse than anybody else has. But I know he regrets it, and it's not like I'm perfect. I've done things that were hurtful and wrong, too. What?
I didn't say anything.
You think I'm letting Logan off the hook so I can rationalize getting back together with him, so I can keep my deal with Scott, so I can help my parents. And you're wondering why I got involved with a guy like Logan in the first place. But you don't know what my life has been like. I mean, yeah, I know. Who am I kidding? It's completely obvious that I'm trying to justify what happened, so I don't look like an idiot for letting a guy like Logan near me in the first place. Say something.
You seem to know all the arguments.
Hands up, you trespass.
No, don't kill him!
Why not? He nearly blew your head off.